everyone, welcome to this week's edition of the H.BLOOM blog. I'm Megan. I hope everyone's doing well. And today we are going to skip the hand-tied bundle. We are going to use a taller vase because the flowers that you're getting in this week's Arrange Your Own collection are very tall and have very lengthy blooms, including this really beautiful snapdragon. So I think using a taller vessel would be beneficial for these flowers. This vase is about 18 inches high and about 2.5 to 3 inches wide. You don't have to use exactly this. Again, you can find something in your house. If you remember a couple segments ago, I used things that you can find in your kitchen. So you can use a pitcher, anything that you think would work. So these week's flowers are really, really pretty. We have, again, the snapdragon. We have red leucadendron, that's like a deep burgundy. We have the yellow spider mums, the bright green button mums that we've used before that are just add that pop of really bright color, and the yellow solidago. And we also have this really, really funky fern called tree fern. And this is something that we're going to kind of use when we make our hand-tied bundles. We use greens to skirt the arrangement. So this is something we're going to use to put on the bottom to add a little bit more depth to our arrangement today. So usually what I do is I start with the thickest. If you're using branches ever in arrangement, they have really thick stems, and these snapdragons always have really thick stems. And I use these first because when you go to add the thick stems later, it's hard to get them in. So you want to go from thick stems to thin stems. That's my little trick. So again, you want to measure, hold on, I'm going to move this over here. So you see that the vase just comes up to the blooms. So you want to stick those in, and that might be a little high, so you're going to want to take your clippers and just snap that. Snap the snapdragon, snap that off. And that one's a little bit lower, so I'm just going to cut these. And you want to place them so they're literally 1, 2, 3, sort of triangular going out the corners of the vase, just so you can get that nice symmetry in there once you're finished. And you can move things around as well. So I'm going to put the yellow spider mums sort of in between. So I think that the snapdragon has a little bit of yellow in there, and when the yellow sits right next to it, it's very pretty. Make this a little shorter, 4 inches off. And then turn this and put the other spider mum right between these two. So they're a little bit lower than the snapdragon. And I really think that the snapdragon in this case needs to add all of the height because you just want to see all the pieces of this because it's beautiful. So do the same thing with the leucadendron. Sort of place it in, coming out of the vase. You don't want to put it straight in because then it's going to sink in there and sort of mix in with everything. Again, you want to cut it a little bit shorter, sort of place it in between. And you'll see now how it's starting to sort of come together and get a little tighter on the arrangement. And you can, don't be afraid to twist this around, because if you're going to put this, in the middle of your table, you want to make sure that all sides look symmetrical. You don't want one side kind of looking a little off. So, done with that. Maybe you want to add a little wispy solidago. So I'm going to just cut this. Now solidago is one of my favorites because it adds so much texture to an arrangement. It's very whimsical and like you just picked it out of the garden, which is one of my favorite looks. Again, twist it. You want to add it in right by the red leucadendron. Maybe if you have a piece left over, I know there's 3 stems that are included in this. Piece left over, you can put it right in there. And then I think that we need something in the middle for a little pop of color, so this is where these button mums come in handy. You can sort of put it right in between. And when you do an arrangement diagonally, when you add it to the vase diagonally, it kind of creates a little bit of a grid. So when you add something later in the middle, it'll hold it up. So this won't sink in. You just kind of have to maneuver it down in there, and it'll be great because it'll just hold it up for you. And then you can add the other button rings sort of on the side where you need a little pop of color coming out from the center towards the side. You can just turn it and separate the two leucodendron. Something's fallen in there, you can always just hike it up. You want to be careful with these spider mums too, because the leaves tend to fall off a little. So now, since we have this nice arrangement going on, and it really is fun, it reminds me with the leucodendron and the spider mums, it's really fun kind of summery arrangement because it reminds me of all of the colors of like fireworks. It was just Memorial Day, and we're headed into 4th of July pretty soon, so even though it's not red, white, and blue, it's really pretty, and it reminds me of a summer evening with fireworks. Very fun. So last but not least is the tree fern, and I'm just going to sort of add that to the bottom because I really like when you add greens to the bottom of a vase, because I think it just gives it a nice little home, and it spills over and it looks just very elegant. Whether it be with the salal, which we've worked with before, or you know, the green pit, I just think that it adds a nice textural element when it's right up against the vase. So you want to stick that in, and it's really easy because thin stems. So start from thick to thin, and you can add the last one and get creative. And then, you know, when everything's in, you can sort of adjust, make sure everything looks good. Beautiful. There you have it. That was easy today. We didn't really do the technical hand-tied bundle, but I hope you've been practicing that. Again, you can use a vase like this one, and if you buy our starter kit, I know that there's a vase included that's similar to this height and this width. So basically, this is the arrangement for this week. If you use a vessel like this, it's really, really tall, and the snapdragons really add emphasis and beauty to the arrangement. I think it's very pretty, and I hope you enjoy it. If you have any comments or questions, you can email me here at H.BLOOM. My email is Megan, M-E-G-A-N, @hbloom.com. And I hope you enjoy this week's flowers. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.